everyone, welcome to Heartbeat Narratives. I'm your host Molly, and I'm overjoyed today to bring two very special people onto the podcast for our first love story episode. And when I think of a love story, theirs is actually the first one that comes to mind. We've been connected for a very long time. I've known at least one of these people my entire life. And so today we have Jesse and Gigi and their baby Samara on the episode today. So welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Jesse and Gigi, I need to ask you, since this is Heartbeat Narratives, it's all about what makes your heart beat. What brings you joy?
Mm-hmm.
So, Jesse, I'll start with you.
Okay.
What brings you joy?
I would say, a lot of laughter. If I'm being, practical about what I do throughout the week, I really like to exercise and go on walks and listen to podcasts. That brings me joy. What about you, Gigi?
For me, I'd say my faith brings me joy. Part of our love story came from my faith. So God kind of leading me into my love story with my husband, Jesse, is what brings me joy.
I love that. And one really unique thing about your love story was that it started when you were very young.
Mm-hmm.
So can we kind of start from the beginning, and then we can get into the foundation of how you know each other, and then all the way till now that you're in your 30s, and kind of share how you got here. But we'll start in, what was it?
Sections, yeah.
2005, 2006?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're pretty young, so when I think about our love story being 20 years, it seems pretty ridiculous. We met when we were 13. I remember the moment I saw her for the first time. We met in middle school. We were friends first through track, and I asked her out when I was in high school. That's another story that we can get into. We're high school sweethearts. We ended up going to college, which we can debate about on who followed who. The college that we went to. And then we kind of just stuck around each other after college. We had a couple ups and downs and growing curves and growing pains, as anyone would when you're growing up. I think that all of that made us stronger. So at the very end, we now have a baby girl, Samara, and we are celebrating her life here in Oahu, so she can see where some of her heritage came from on this trip. I was told not to be long-winded from my wife, Georgia, so
I did say that before we began.
I'll keep it very high level, and if we want to jump into any of those stories, we can do that. Do you have anything?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So from your perspective, Georgia, can we start in middle school?
Oh, my perspective, okay.
How did you meet each other?
That was a great recap. When I think back on how we met each other, yes, it was early on, and like I said, leading with my faith, I truly believe that God aligned all things to allow me to be Jesse. From the moment we met in middle school, believe it or not. We did start as friends, which was great, from a friend, a mutual friend that we knew. I think with us being friends in middle school, we kind of saw each other at a funny stage where we were pretty dorky and stumbling through our adolescence. So I think it was a good starter to us starting to date, because we kind of knew each other and weren't trying to pretend to be who we weren't. Yeah. We just kind of knew ourselves as who we really were, because there was no pretending in middle school. We just were who we were, so we kind of grew up together, seeing each other that way.
It kind of makes for a lot of funny stories too, because we didn't peak.
For sure.
At least I did not peak in middle school. I did not peak in high school, thankfully. But that made for a lot of funny stories. I mean, going back, you can see photos of myself. Georgia looks exactly the same. Her personality her personality is somewhat similar, I'd say.
Thanks to my mom, I have good genes, so I feel like I have the same face. But Jesse transitioned from braces to a bowl haircut, like long over his eyes, through that phase, and then a clean, like naked face, to growing his
to
stubble.
A handsome man. Yes.
I was getting there.
Yeah. Let's just cut to just cut to that part.
Took a few years, a few decades.
Yeah, but I think she was able to learn how my personality, who I was, and not my exterior. And you liked me for that.
Yeah.
And not so much. And maybe you thought I was attractive. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I'm sure you did, right?
Yeah, you look like you look like one of those boy band types back in the day.
Yeah.
So sure, I think I was in that phase. Every girl was. So I thought you were so cute.
Yep. Jesse had his Zac Efron moment where he styled his hair with hair gel on his forehead.
That's the comparison right there. It was a Zac Efron phase.
It's not the most. It's not my most fond memory thinking back, but yeah, I think about when I was growing up. If I were to know myself at this age back then, I would have a lot of advice for myself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Can you tell the story of the moment you met?
Yeah, I can do. Oh, the moment we met? Okay, I can take it back one step further.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this kind of goes off the whole faith aspect too, because when I saw her for the first time, it was like a year until I actually talked to her. So I was walking through the middle school hallway. This was probably like 6th grade, and there was like this. She was walking forward, and there was a sun behind her, and it was a hallway, and no one was around. I was running to class, and there was like this sun like aura around her as she was walking towards me, and there was like this gut feeling in me that was saying that she's gonna be somebody important in my life. Never experienced that ever in my life. Never. I don't think it has ever happened ever again. But it was just such a strong drawing, and I remember walking past her and looking at her, like feeling like I knew her. And I didn't meet her until the next year. We a mutual friend that Gigi was talking about, and that's a whole funny story. But when I was in middle school, I had friends that we just kind of pushed each other around, and we were just it was funny to bully each other. So I used to carry my books to class, all of my books throughout the day, and my friend, he hit all my books on the floor. And I remember just everybody stopped, and everyone just, was looking like, what's going on? And I remember George was one of those people who was looking at me.
Apparently, I was pointing and laughing. So this was the moment where
yeah,
he tripped and fell. His friend knocked his books out of his hands. And there I was. He looked up, and I was laughing with the rest of them in the hallway.
Yeah.
So that's our first memory right there of us, truly meeting each other.
The first connection point to that. But even then, I didn't think a relationship would come of it. I didn't, like I said, I knew that in my feeling you would be somebody important to me, but I didn't. What does that mean if you're a 13-year-old boy? You don't you have no context of having that happen before. So I think that moment kind of opened the door for us to joke around during track, and then I just remember laughing a lot and just joking around with her a lot, and just having that grow into a friendship. And then we became really good friends, best friends. And then, I think around that stage, I started looking at her in a way where I was I think, I'm attracted to her, and I think, I like you a lot. And then it's even weird saying I liked you, because we have not used that word since
so many years.
Yeah. But that was the first moment. Is that how you recall it too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for context, where did you grow up? Where are you from originally? To just kind of set the place. And how old are you now?
Yeah. Do you want to start?
How funny! It's my birthday today. I am 32. Jesse's 32 as well. So
Samara had a little accident, so we might pause for a second.
We can do that.
We may need to pause and come back.
Yeah, you're looking at me, Samara. Let's take a little break. We'll be right back. So we are back. Samara has a new diaper. She's feeling good. She's got her pacifier. We're going to hop back into the interview. Your ages. I know, Georgia, you said you're 32. Jesse's also
32.
And where are you from?
Go for it.
Okay, well, the long answer is that I was born and raised in Italy to African parents. My mom and dad were both from West Africa, Ghana. Decided to move to the States in like 2001 and started off in New Jersey, but we ultimately landed up in Minnesota of all places. Don't ask me why. That's a question for my mom. I like to make fun of her all the time that, you know, we just kind of followed whatever uncle called first, saying wherever they lived was the best place. So she took a phone call and that uncle happened to say Minnesota. If she would have missed his call and taken a different phone call, another uncle might have said Atlanta, who knows, but we made it here for a reason. So I grew up in Minnesota.
Yeah. Which is a segue to where I grew up. Born and raised in Minnesota. You know, I don't have as much of a fun story as Gigi or my sister, who was born in Oahu. Right when my mom was pregnant with me, she moved to the suburbs of Minneapolis, and I was born in a house.
In a house?
Yeah, in a hospital. But
which house were you born in?
I lived there, so to this day, you know, our parents, Samara's grandparents, live there, and has a lot of fun memories of that house growing up.
Thanks for going back to that place, because I think it's helpful. And so Jesse and I are siblings. I didn't say that at the beginning. They are visiting me in Hawaii this month, and it's been so exciting to see Samara at almost 7 months old and to see these two middle school sweethearts start their life together in a new way as parents. Okay, so you met in middle school.
Yeah.
Can you share how you started dating in high school?
Yeah, I think I was a little bit of a slow burn in the beginning. You know, we liked each other. I would say Georgia had a hard time expressing it. We were both awkward.
Whoa.
I was a little bit more awkward. Yes, I'll give you that.
Speak for yourself.
100%.
Yeah, all right. I don't need all this.
I'll tell the real reason. I was more reserved, in a sense, because I wasn't allowed to date. I had a strict African mom. She was not going to let that happen. So that's the true reason why. You know, I was trying to toe the line of you respect your parents, you have to mind your parents. And at the same time, I was like, well, you know, we live in America. I'm going to school with these American kids who do things differently, and everyone's kind of light years ahead. And
to get to the point where we said that we liked each other was a very long time. Everyone around us knew that we liked each other, and we didn't say it to each other. It was kind of like this unspoken thing that, oh, Gigi and Jesse, they like each other, so, you know, don't ask them out, you know, because they're supposed to be together, type of thing. But we didn't jump over that hurdle. But we would be on instant messaging. We didn't have phones. Samara, you okay? We didn't have cell phones, so we used instant messaging a lot on like AOL or AIM. Is that
my gosh. Yeah, because we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
It came a little bit later.
She was Little Italian Princess 11.
That was my username.
And I was JK Aloha. Just remember like messaging her. And that's funny, you were talking about your mom being very strict, which is true. She didn't like her being around anybody that was a boy. And I remember we didn't have cell phones, so like I called our house line to their house line once, and your mom answered. You know, I just said, "Is Georgia there?" And she was just not having it. And I remember I never called after that. But what was the question?
High school, how you ended up dating.
Oh, yeah. So I remember we were in the theater in 9th grade. This is after I told her I liked her. A year after I told her I liked her. Yes.
Slow burn.
Yes.
Whoa.
I asked her out on this couch on the theater. And I asked her out. And I remember she got up and left. and didn't come back for
Really, I
like.
ran away. What actually happened is that I found another girlfriend who was somewhere. This was like after school. We were hanging out in the theater. I went and found her and kind of freaked out. I'm like, this boy just said he liked me and wanted me to be his girlfriend. What do I say? I remember I was just having such a moment. It was a very cute, like, high school type of movie scene.
Yeah.
But I freaked out. I had thought about it, I'm sure, beforehand, but never thought it would actually happen. So I ran away, super shy, went and asked a friend, what do I do in this situation? And then I must have been an eternity until I came back, but he was real nervous, just sitting there waiting for my answer. And I went back and very, like, shyly said, yes, I will.
Very cool and collected. I didn't see the other end of it.
Yeah, I was freaking out, but, I just played it cool.
I just remember sitting there being nervous, but I remember sitting there I remember your shoes, like your Pumas. I don't know, I remember those so well. You wore those all the time. And you always wore like the striped sweaters, which I just made fun of you, because you always wore something striped. Like, every day you went to school was like
that was the thing back in the day. Listen, that was the Walmart find. What can I say?
I had a rotation in my clothes too.
I remember being a senior in high school, and the two of you had just started as 9th graders.
Yep.
And my friends were coming up to me like, Molly, Jesse's walking around with a girl after school, and they're just doing laps down the hallways.
Yeah.
Just talking for hours.
Yeah, so that was us.
That was us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, who's this girl? Like, we knew that something was happening.
Yeah.
Because, Jesse, your hairdresser, I remember getting a haircut or something.
Really?
And we realized that she cut your hair too.
Really?
And
great clips.
Yeah, right down the street
Yeah.
from our high school.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, you're Jesse's sister?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And apparently you had divulged your love life to this hairdresser. So I got the scoop from her that you and Georgia were actually dating. And then I remember Dad looking at our phone bill.
Oh my gosh.
And being like, who's Jesse talking to for hours and hours at 12 midnight?
Yeah. That was Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know my hairdresser would talked about me.
Sell
that
you
much,
out.
and
Spill the beans.
I gotta be careful who I share my story to.
Oh my god.
When we did get a cell phone, we were talking all the time, texting all the time, staying up late.
Mm-hmm. That was the back in the day, like, Love is Blind, I guess. It felt like we were talking behind a pause. Like, yes, we'd see each other at school, but there's just so many hours that we were just talking.
Yeah.
Whether it was Messenger or, again, on the phone when we can sneak, some phone calls in. It would be for hours on end. We talk about everything and everything. So we really built a foundation starting so young.
Yeah, we couldn't just say that we're going to hang out together. Georgia would have to say, hey, I'm going over to her friend's house who lived near us. And I would go to her friend's house who also lives next to my really good friend. And so we would just kind of like hang out that way. We would still hang out with the friends, but we would just go to the park or just like, run around and
Just to see each other.
just kids.
Keep in
we were
mind,
innocent,
yeah, it was all very innocent, but keep in mind I had a strict African mother, and so I couldn't just hang out just to hang out. There'd need to be a reason, so I had to come up with any small story. I gotta study, I'm going to the library, I'm sleeping over at a friend's house. Sleepovers weren't really allowed either, honestly, so I had to be very strategic with what I came up with for the excuse, but we took those moments, however, after school, wherever we can get it, to spend time together.
I remember on your little sidekick phone, and you'd have like your my faves,
Had a flip
and like your
phone.
top 5 people, and then you could add like little icons and pictures, and you had me as like a girl. Like, it was like I had long hair.
Oh my gosh.
I was like Jesse was like obviously like it can be going a girl or a boy's name.
Terrible. I definitely tried to deceive my mother because she would check my phone. Yeah.
And now all these years later, Jesse is a huge part of your family.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. My mom loves him. She also had like a vision and a dream about Jesse being in my life. So, she loves telling the story that she knew about Jesse before she really knew about him. She claims she had a dream and heard his name, but she had never seen his name or heard it anywhere else. And so she just asked me one day, who is Jesse? And I was like, how in the world does my mother know? I thought she was like an FBI agent. Like, how would she even know his name? And she claims it was from a dream. God was just telling her and showing her this kid Jesse was involved with her daughter somehow. And so she was investigating and trying to grill me and get me to fess up to it. But
Right.
yeah, she knew all along from the beginning.
I remember our high school science teacher. I had him when I was in 9th grade, and then the two of you had him
Mr.
as
A.
Mr. A.
Mm-hmm.
And during parent-teacher conferences, I guess he told Mom and Dad that, like, so he's an okay student, but he sure knows how to pick a girl.
Oh my God.
Because, Georgia, you are such a good student.
Yeah, that's right.
You are, yeah. You were in science fairs. You were a great student. I was not the best student. You did good.
I think I distracted you more than I let you distract my studies.
Yeah,
so.
we would always say that we're staying after school to study. And we would go to the library, but we would really just talk and all that stuff. So, yeah, Mr. A definitely caught on to that pretty early on.
Our friends knew, our teachers knew, the counselors knew, everybody knew.
So I want to re-ask a question. Who makes your heart beat?
Okay. Go ahead, Gigi.
Okay, I feel like it's unfair to say our daughter right now, because, like, she just got here. So before her, of course, you have Jesse. Because, you know, we gone through so many firsts together, experienced new things from being young and growing up together. You go through your growing pains together. Like, sometimes, like, most people would, like, grow up, establish themselves, know who they are, and then meet somebody. But because you saw all the stages from our growing pains into adulthood and we did it all together, we got to see each other go through everything. I still have those, like, heart flutters to this day, thinking back on the first initial butterflies that we experienced together. I still have them now because of our longevity.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed. It's only progressed, I guess you can say. It's only doubled, magnified, because we've now started a family. Now we've got a little girl, which is crazy to say because I feel like I'm still a kid myself, but...
Yeah, I mean, everything grew from middle school. No year was ever dull with you. We always had fun, even when we didn't have much money, even when we didn't have a whole lot of things to do. Like, we could just have fun and just doing simple things. I laugh harder with you than anybody in my life, and
For sure.
I've had so many fun memories with you, and you've been growing, I've been growing, we're still growing. I don't think that we're done in our final stage of maturity, but I still think we'll always be young kids that we, were when we met each other for the first time.
Oh, so I make your heart beat still, huh?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
As someone more on the outside, when I see the two of you, I feel like the way that you relate to one another is almost as if it's just the two of you in a bubble. Just the two of you in a bubble.
I can see that.
Yeah.
You're in your own world.
That's much like middle school, I would say.
Oh my gosh.
We definitely have those moments where we didn't need anybody else to be happy. We could just find a lot of joy in just the connection that we have. You know, we're at a point in our life where we say this all the time, but, like, it just happened like maybe 40 minutes ago where I just was able to know exactly what you were going to say when you were thinking it. And so I answered before she even asked the question. But those type of things happen very often. Or, like, I won't even say a joke, really. We'll just, we'll look at something, and that will trigger the joke that we would say, and we would laugh. That happened on the flight, or not the flight, but on the way to the flight.
Point. That happens all the time, and we don't take it for granted. We still very much, find those moments cool. So, we freak out and, we say, wow, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe we're still, such in each other's brains. We're just very much in sync with a lot of things, and we still find it cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your dad likes to tell that story of us being in that bubble when we were in middle school, track and field, where apparently Jesse missed his track event because he was sitting in the middle of the field chit-chatting with me.
Yeah.
And they called his name, or they called his event several times over like the megaphone. He completely missed it. Why? Because we were in our own bubble, like a literal bubble. Events were happening all around us. We didn't pay attention to any of it. We just sat there enjoying our time. And he was watching us. So your dad was in the stands watching us like, what are they doing?
Now that I think of it, like, maybe I could have been an Olympic athlete. Maybe you could have been like
if it wasn't for that,
scientist, you know, a Nobel Peace Prize scientist. But we took each other away from that because we were in our bubbles.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's the takeaway.
That's what I got from this.
Jesse's like, oh man, this was my future, but you chose right.
Yeah.
You chose correct.
Yeah.
Do you have any marriage advice?
I do. Yeah, you want
Oh my gosh, there's plenty of
Yeah.
stuff.
You can
Because there's
learn
so
a
many
lot.
things people can go through. I mean, life just throws crazy curveballs at you. You got to know how to navigate the best way you can. So there's a lot of pieces of advice I'd give. But hey, if you're early on in your relationship, let's say you're engaged, I'd recommend premarital counseling. We did that, and that was another moment where we were able to leap forward in our connection, getting to know each other even more. Like, people are probably thinking you've been together so long, you know each other, but you never truly know another person 100%. You're always learning every single day. It doesn't matter how long. Anybody will tell you who's been in a relationship in a long time. So
because you're always growing, you know, and there's always growth to have. My marriage advice would be, don't take yourself too seriously. You know, be with somebody who can humble you, and even if they need to knock you down a couple steps off your high horse, that's really important. And just know that it's equal too. It should be both ways, and you know, it shouldn't be something that is get too sensitive about. It's just more out of love. I think that's what helped, a lot of us, especially in in our arguments, especially early on. We had to learn a lot of those skills, I guess, for marriage.
That's right.
What are 3 things that you love about each other?
3 things.
It can be quick, it could be longer.
I like her humor. I like how she's super generous. I mean, she's always, if you are in her circle, she will put you first all the time. She will always think of you first. And I think that's what I like when I watch her have Samara be by her side. I mean, she's just very, very thoughtful. And obviously, you're very beautiful. You're very beautiful.
Ooh, I got 4. I was counting those. Thank you. I'll take that 4th one. I much appreciated. I'd say the same. Your humor is just, it just matches mine so well. I think you're hilarious. I wish more people can know and understand our inside jokes. Like, you want inside jokes to just be between you and the other person, but sometimes I just feel like you're very comical, that I just wish everybody understood where our inside jokes come from. So I just want to share it with the world. But I don't mind having it all to myself too. It's a blessing and treasure that I don't want to take for granted. So I laugh at all his jokes still to this day, even when they're not funny. So
that makes me work harder to make you laugh.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I do like some of the traditional roles we stick with. He takes the lead with certain things. Other tasks or skills that I have, he will very much pass the torch and let me lead as well. So I like the balance we have with that. I'll say that he works really hard. Like, I've never seen somebody so determined. If he wants to figure something out or accomplish something, whether it's for himself, for his family, for his friends, to better our future, to better whatever the case may be, even with his work, he just puts his all into it. So it's fun to see how much he's grown. He's real thoughtful as well with learning new things, and I'm lucky to be around it because it rubs off on me. Many more things, but we'll stick to those 3.
I'll take it.
And what are you excited about over the rest of your lifetime together?
Growing old. We like to already talk old, if that makes any sense. Like, we're kids at heart. Like, we're very, like, young at heart. Like, we like to joke about really silly things. But when I think about getting older, I think of us being older, but talking the same youthful way and being silly still, and growing old and still having these, you know, silly jokes. So thinking of us as parents is pretty funny, because we always joke like, oh man, our daughter is gonna see us and not understand why other parents aren't like this. And
yeah, Samara is gonna think we're the strangest parents. But then she'll learn to be like us, which might, with all the good and the embarrassment that might come of it, she'll learn to be like it. I think I'm excited for the same things Georgia is. Just try new things that get us out of our comfort zone. I think sometimes we're hesitant at first, but we usually push ourselves to do it. But yeah, I mean, just kind of going through that. It's funny, we were just talking the other day about how she saw these two old couple, and one of them was so old that his mouth was just wide open walking down Waikiki, and she was like, "Oh, I can't wait for you to be like that old where you're just your mouth is wide open." I have to remind
you to close your mouth. I literally said that. It's funny. Yeah.
She's a caregiver. I have no concern. I feel like she'll find me even more attractive when I have white hair. Yeah. So
I love old people. Yeah, that's a fun fact.
Yeah, that is a fun fact. Yeah.
Many, many more exciting things to come.
Thank you so much for coming on this podcast and sharing your story. I feel lucky to know the two of you and to get to spend lots of time with both of you. And baby Samara, who's now sleeping, she can come visit me anytime in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. She will love that. She has given you a lot of smiles this trip. Mm-hmm. And she won't remember this, but we will. And we have the audio recording that she is a part of too, so that we can share with her when she gets older. We love being here, and I'm very happy you had time with Samara. And this was easy. It's just like we're sitting down and chatting, so thank you.
Anything else you want to add, Georgia?
Who, me? Thanks, everyone. I was so nervous, but here we are. Once you get started, you can go on and on. So it was nice, short and sweet, easy to answer questions and talk about our lives. Many more stories that we spared you, so we'll save it for a next episode if we want to dig into embarrassing stories, because that's what I had ready in my back pocket, but we ran out of time. So Thanks for listening to our story.
Thank you for sharing your love story, and mahalo everyone for tuning in to Heartbeat Narratives. Take care.